Hello and welcome back. So today we are doing a rustic barn wedding venue kind of a build. So I was super inspired by the Rustic Romance CC pack from Plum Bob Tea Society. I don't think they're the original builder of the pack. These are also my inspiration pictures. So I don't think they're the original creator of the pack, but they like compiled it. That's not the right word, but it's the word we're going to use. So they like put all this together. So it's a bunch of different creators, and each of the creators is tagged on the individual items. I will list the information down below, but I found this person's Tumblr, and I thought this pack was so cute. I try really hard to make this wallpaper work out here. I just couldn't because of the way the distressing works. But we end up using this season's wallpaper. So basically, the idea is I wanted to make like an event barn, like the kind you would never have as an actual barn, but like it's been converted into being a wedding venue. And so it's pretty much permanently set up as being a wedding venue. And I don't know, I really wanted to highlight this CC pack. I don't know this creator. They have no idea I'm doing this. They'll probably never see this, but I do really enjoy the stuff they've put together here. And I thought it was a really pretty, like, wedding pack. I think it would be so fun to have a wedding pack in The Sims. Like, I just think the more I've been doing with this wedding series, the more I'm like, I wish we could have bridal showers. I wish we could have like bachelorette parties, like trying to figure out how to do that. Oh my gosh. Once again, my Valorant opened in the background. I gotta figure that out. But I just think that would be like I know some of it are like really American wedding traditions, but I do think it would be really fun. And I think it would be something I would enjoy doing with my Sims a lot. So here we are. I add windows from Jungle Adventure, and I think the door is maybe base game, maybe. But we keep this build very symmetrical, which is not something I super typically, I would say, do with my builds. Um, but I did enjoy this one a lot, and I really like how the roof line turned out. I was really inspired by that one barn I showed a picture of. So here I am just kind of looking at some of the items in the pack. We're going to add some terrain paint. So we end up adding like an outdoor ceremony space and then like an indoor reception space. I do include a bathroom and then like a tiny kitchen in there. When I have weddings, I prefer to like have one of my Sims like make stuff and put it in their inventory and just bring it. But I know some people like to cook at the venue, so I did include that in case anyone else wants to play with this. I do think this turned out so cute. And we had the big wreaths. I thought that was a nice touch. I really enjoyed that. I think I end up switching them out for CC wreaths at the end. I would like to do this build again or something similar to this again, but with only like EA things. Because I do really like how it came out, and I think I would like to have some like wedding venues, and I'm working very slowly on a My Perfect Save file, and so I think I would like to have some wedding venues in that. And so maybe I need to do this again without CC. But I don't know. This CC pack really inspired me and I wanted to take the chance to like highlight it. So here we are putting a beautiful wedding arch in. I originally found this CC pack because I was looking for some wedding dresses because I'm playing Black Widow Challenge just like on my own. So I was looking for some CC wedding dresses and this pack has some cast items and so that's how I came across it because I downloaded the whole pack just to get all the dresses and then this was in my game. So here we are playing with it. I'm glad it's in my game. It's very fun. So here we are adding some rose bushes. I like experiment with the idea of putting these paneled garden pieces in, and I like them. I think they could fit somewhere in this build, but it wasn't there. But I wanted to have like a pretty backdrop so that when you have Sims get married there and you take pictures, you could have a really pretty spot for them. So now I put down tons and tons and tons of the city living rose petal, like I think it's technically a rug in the game. Put the rose petal finish there to have like a rose petal path. Um, and then here I am looking a little more at what comes in this pack. I liked that chair, so I set it out for a while. I really like these plantars. They look really good sized up. I think they're really similar to a planter we have in the game. And if I haven't already said, I might have. I really like Maxis Match CC, and I think most of this is pretty Maxis Match. There's one or two pieces that are like just a touch alpha, and that I probably wouldn't use in like everyday gameplay, but I don't know, I think this pack is so beautiful. So here we are, I switch out and size up the for the CC wreaths. I play with these little pieces a couple times, like the bunting pieces a couple times. So here I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do inside. I end up using the wallpaper I wanted to use outside inside to give it that distressed barn look. We use these big event lights, which I hardly ever get the chance to use because I don't do two-story builds very often unless I'm doing like a casual loft. But I thought this is the perfect opportunity for some beautiful chandeliers. And then I went back and forth on like I decided to have this be kind of a dim room because I feel like when you're in a wedding venue, you don't want like all of the, big lights on. Like, oh my goodness, excuse me. You want it to be a little more like intimate and pretty. And then I decided since I switched the swatches on the trees to have blue, I wanted the tablecloths to have blue too. So here we are messing with some of the centerpieces. I really liked all these candles. Very cute. I really, really wanted to use the jar with the lights inside of it because I thought it was really pretty, but I just couldn't. It wasn't quite right. I wish it had a different top, I think is really the story. And it's one of the pieces that I think, along with these flowers in the jug, that I think are maybe just like a little bit alpha, but I don't know. In with everything else, it does look very Sims. Like it does look EA. So I don't know. I go back and forth, but I like it. I like what it comes out at the end. Again, like I might not use it constantly, but I think I will use pieces of this. I really like these folding wooden chairs too. I think they're very similar to something we have. They just have a couple extra details, and I like that a lot. So here I am just duplicating that table setting. I think I make a couple of the tables have blue tablecloths instead eventually here. I'm trying with pink here. I do like the pops of pink, and I think you could go through this wedding venue and like change things to have it have different colors because this CC pack does have some very pretty like color themes, obvious ones. Some blues, and then it has like some dusty greens and some dusty pinks. And so you could have like a couple different wedding themes here by just going through and like changing the colors of things. So then I think the next thing I do is make a little dance area, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? I just filmed this, so I should know, but I don't. Well, here I am trying to make those work again. It's like 7:30 at night, and I could go to bed. Like, I could full on sleep. I really like these lanterns that I use. I end up using a bunch of them. I think they size up really nicely, which is not always true of the lanterns that come in game. I think when you size those up, they get a little weird. I also love the idea of a cake table, like, or of a cake stand, which is something we don't have in the game, but we totally should. So that cake is just a prop, but I feel like you would put a real cake in front of it, like a tiered, like one of the gourmet cooking cakes, and you can make it look really good. These I thought were cute. They're just also like a touch alpha maybe with the flowers. Um, I'm not super sure what I think of them, so I actually got rid of them. They're one of the few items I chose not to use because I felt like maybe it was a little alpha. The rest of it looks like stuff that was built based on existing items, which I liked. The wine thing also could maybe be a little alpha, but I liked it, so it stayed. Mostly because I felt like I had too many of those little cake stands, but I think they'll make more sense once you have food items on them. So here we are putting in a dance floor, and I end up shifting everything over to make the bathroom and the kitchen that I talked about. So here I am putting in like the same musical items I put in every wedding venue. I always struggle to get when you like hire a performer in The Sims to get them to actually like show up and play the instruments I put there. But I know in the most recent like EA community survey or whatever, one of the options was like for possibly like musical groups that like were playable, and so like that gives me hope that like maybe we would be able to have more like bands and you could have a band at your wedding, which would be super cool. I don't know. I want a wedding stuff pack. I'm committed to this idea now. Like the more I play with weddings in the game, the more I feel like they need a revamp. I spent way too long getting the floor to switch directions. There we go. I just love the outside of this build so much. And like the inside turns out cute too. Don't get me wrong, it does. But I love the outside so much. I don't know. So I went back and added the ones that have the greenery on the bottom. That's what I'm doing here. I like could see myself having a barn wedding just because I think they're beautiful, like all the twinkly lights and like, but it's just like so not my significant other, and I was like, I don't want to say vibe again, but I'm gonna say vibe. Um, we're just like we're city people in the like in the most respectful way possible. And so it just like it wouldn't suit our personalities, and I feel like it would feel really like disingenuous. So it's just not what we wanted, but I respect it, and I think it's gorgeous. Like I love a good barn wedding. I also think you could go around this whole room and add twinkle lights. I didn't, but I think it could be a nice touch. The windows are a little bit limiting as far as like where to place things because when I use these jungle adventure windows, I like to have them like right against the foundation. And so I do think that's a little limiting. And I imagined with this ladder, it has like so many shelf slots. Like so many of these items have so many good shelf slots. So you could bring like pictures of the couple and then like place pictures of the couple on the ladder. I think that would be really cute. So here we are. I'm going to make the bathroom and kitchen areas. Originally, I was going to make two bathrooms, and then I like last minute remembered that some people like kitchens at their wedding venue. So here we are. I get rid of that and just make this one bathroom, which probably isn't great for how big the venue is. If I really played here, I would probably put like an outhouse or something outside just so that, like there was another option so you didn't have to like wet yourself on your wedding day. But here we are just throwing a kitchen in. We keep it nice and light and white and bright. Um, yeah, just so that we have something to cook with here. We throw a sink in over there. And there we are. Thank you guys so much for watching.